तो दोस्तों अभी हम अगले स्पीकर पर बढ़ते हैं। जो हमारे अगले स्पीकर हैं श्रेयांक पी स्वामी सर। सर क्या आप आपको हमको सुन पा रहे हैं सर?
Yes, I can hear you.
ओके
Am I
सर,
clear?
यही सर, यू आर वेरी क्लियर। सर पहला मेरा आपसे पहला एक निवेदन होगा कि एक रिक्वेस्ट होगी कि आप प्लीज़ पहले आप, जैसे आपकी पोस्ट है ऑडियोलॉजिस्ट हैं आप, जो इंस्टीट्यूट में काम करते हैं, इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ हियरिंग एंड स्पीच, व्हाट इट डूज, आप अगर ऑडियंस को बता पाएँ कि किस तरह से आपकी टेक्नोलॉजी और आप टेक्नोलॉजी का यूज़ करते हैं अपनी थेरेपीज़ में, और किस तरह से वो हमारे दिव्यांगजन दोस्तों के लिए लाभकारी होता है।
Yes, my profession, I'm working as an audiologist.
ओके
I will test the children starting from the age of 1 month. Also, soon after the birth, also from the day one, after the baby is born, from the day of the after the day of born until very old age, even if the adults or geriatrics, even for them, we test their hearing. We see can they hear well or not. If they have any hearing problem, we'll see what is their degree of hearing loss and type of loss. Based on that, we will further diagnose them and give them assistive listening devices. Can I share my screen?
यस सर, यू कैन।
Shall I continue?
श्योर सर, प्लीज़।
Yeah. Today I'll be talking about what are the rights for the person with disability. This was the most recent act which is formed by Government of India, that is the Rights of Persons with Disability Act, and with Act number 49. Earlier, this act was called as Person with Disability Act, which was formed in 1995. And in 2016, it was revised based on the United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, which is adapted from UNCRPD. Earlier, it was covered, only 7 disabilities was covered in 1995. In 2016, they revised into 21 categories. Among these 21 categories, my area is only restricted to deaf, hard of hearing, and speech language disabilities. Whereas even I will be also part of diagnosing specific language disability, autism spectrum disorder, and cerebral palsy. That is, right now I'm as a audiologist, I can only diagnose deaf or hard of hearing, whereas even the speech language pathologist, whereas I'm qualified as an audiologist as well as speech language pathologist, where I will be diagnosing specific language disability and autism spectrum disorder along with psychologists and other professionals. These are the few speech disabilities which people will be facing. That is laryngectomy, glossectomy. There are certain deficits, and even in language disability, aphasia, that is commonly called as stroke. When the stroke is there, the person is not able to speak. That is when these kind of diagnoses are made. And these are the difficulties which was included. These are the speech disabilities which are included in the 2016 RPWD Act. Earlier, these disorders were not given prominence. So let us see what are the benefits given by the government. Any person with disability should have a minimum 40% disability or above. If the person is having disability less than 40%, is not eligible for any kind of benefits. They should be above 40%. In terms of education, the children in the age range of 6 to 18 years will have right to free education, and they can even be included in the regular school. No schools can deny them if they want education and if they are capable enough. They can't deny. Second, in their they can get language exemptions. All the especially hearing impaired children can get language exemption, and even they can get extra time in their exam while writing exams. That is around 30 to 40 minutes of additional time will be given. With respect to higher education, that is for graduation, undergraduation programs, there is a 5% reservation in most of the institutes, especially government aided and government institutes. And even they have got upper age range relaxation. That is, if for any degree the minimum age is 21 years, for them minimum age will be 26 years. So the person can attend that course up to the age of 25 to 26 years based on the upper age relaxation. And under government jobs, they have government has reservation has been increased from 3% to 4%. That is 1% each for blindness and low vision, 1% for deaf and hard of hearing, 1% for locomotor disability, and 1% for autism, intellectual disability, specific learning disability, and mental illness, or multiple disability. This multiple disability can be a combination of the above disabilities, that is blindness, deaf, locomotor, or autism, etc. What are the financial support given from the government? Financial assistance are provided under ADIP scheme, that is assistant to disabled person for purchase, fitting of aids or appliances. Here I'll be majorly highlighting the assistance given to hearing impairment. Who are eligible? As already mentioned, 40% and above disability, people who have got 40% and above, only those are eligible. And family with an income of less than 15,000 per month, they'll get 100% sponsored from the government, that is free. And for income between 15,000 to 20,000, they'll be getting 50% benefits from the government. Who can avail this service? Children below 12 years of age can avail this service once in a year, whereas children above 12 years of age up to the age of 18 years can avail this service once in 3 years. What are the technologies? Right now, let us look into the technologies which will be given for those hearing impaired children. Hearing aids are the major one which will be given to most of the children. And in hearing aids, there are variety of hearing aids. The one which is on the top silver color are the behind the ear hearing aids. As you can see the picture, the person is wearing the hearing aid. The other one, the smaller ones, which is on the upper picture, you can see those are the in the ear hearing aids, where it is for a person, like when you see a person, you can't even identify whether he is wearing hearing aid or not if they use such kind of hearing aids. And again, what is the benefits given by the government? Government is giving up to rupees 10,000 for a person, for a child who is having hearing impairment to purchase the hearing aids. Rest, if there is an additional cost, for example, if the hearing aid is 20,000 or 25,000, the person will get 10,000 from the central government. For additional 15,000, he can contact the state board or any NGOs so that he can get benefit for the remaining hearing aids, remaining amount. And for children above 9th standard, they can get up to 12,000 for one hearing aid. These are the benefit given by the government. And these are the different types of hearing aids. And in the recent advancement, the hearing aids have been a major change, upcoming change in for the hearing impairment. That is, the person can have a personal FM hearing aids. That is, just now the hearing aids are so improved, the person can hear only the person whom he wants to hear from. For example, if they want to, if the child is in a group, for example, classroom, when anybody is in a classroom, it will be difficult to hear what the teacher is teaching, because there will be other noises. For example, other children will be making noise. In such condition, this kind of technologies can be used, that is personal FM hearing aids or Bluetooth neck loop. That is, the microphone will be given to the teacher. The teacher will be wearing the microphone, and whatever the teacher speaks, it will be directly transmitted to the child hearing aid. So there will be no disturbance. The child will not hear any disturbance from his classmates or any other sound within or outside the classroom. And these are the additional options which comes within the digital hearing aid if the child if they prefer, that is induction loop or infrared, so that there will be a one-to-one communication in such cases and the child can hear well. And there are other noise reduction strategies where the surrounding noise will be reduced and only the speaker voice will be highlighted, and the child can hear only the speaker voice instead of the surrounding noise. And one more kind of hearing aid which is present is the bone anchored hearing aid. This hearing aid is given to the person who has frequent ear discharge. The person will have frequent ear discharge, like pus kind, which will be coming from the ears, and because of that his hearing level will reduce. So for such persons we can't give the regular hearing aids, that is the one which is in the silver. So in such cases we will be providing bone anchored, where the it will be attached to the bone which is behind the ear, pinna, the ear which is called. And the other benefit given to the hearing impaired are the cochlear implant. This there is n number of research which proves that for any child, cochlear implant has given a very good benefit than hearing aids. And this cochlear implant is through government for any children below 5 years of age. They can go under ADIP scheme, that is government will sponsor the cochlear implant to that child who is below 5 years, and up to 6 lakh rupees will be given for that child, because the cochlear implant cost more than 10 lakhs for one cochlear implant. Cochlear implant is nothing but it is completely implanted inside the ear. That is, if you see in this slide, the center one, which will be placed completely inside the cochlea, where a surgery will be formed. The skull will be opened. Through the skull, it will be inserted to the cochlea, so the person will get direct benefit from the cochlear implant. And every year up to 500 children will be benefited from cochlear implant. And only one institute which right now government is providing this facility, that is AYJ NISHD, that is in Mumbai, that is Aliyavar Jung National Institute of Speech and Hearing Disability. That is the only institute right now where the children below 5 years of age can apply for a cochlear implant. Only under government scheme. If they want to go for a on their own, they can visit any of the audiologist, where they will test the child hearing ability and it will be referred to the concerned ENT department, ENT person who is operating on cochlear implant. The most and next is the artificial larynx. Here, when the person vocal cords are removed, when the voice box is removed, the person is not able to produce voice. In such case, this artificial larynx will be placed. It is just a vibrator. When the person has to speak, as he was speaking earlier, he is supposed to try to speak, where this vibrator vibrates and generates the voice. The voice will be generated within the person vocal tract, but vocal tracts are absent, so this artificial larynx is used as a vibrator. And the last is augmentative and alternative communication. This is used mainly for the person who has got severe speech or language problems, where verbal speech is difficult. Here the speech language pathologist will assess what kind of difficulties the person has, and they will suggest an alternative communication. For example, the famous person is Stephen Hawking, who had a very who had verbal disability, where he was not able to speak. So he used to use a high-tech device where whatever his thoughts or whatever he wanted to speak, it used to translate. It will, for example, in the previous talk, you might have heard from Sonant company, where they mentioned from non-verbal communication to verbal communication. In the same way, in EAC, the person will be trained. For example, these are the communication book, where the person, if the person is not able to speak, he will point out what he wants. So the person will able to understand. So the person who is in front of him will provide what are his requirements. And there are other mode, for example, sign language. In EAC also there are two types. One is aided system and another is unaided system. In unaided systems are nothing but gestures, body language, facial expression, or sign language. That is Indian Sign Language, American Sign Language, or British Sign Language, whichever is preferred by the person. And in aided system, it is of two types, basic and high-tech. Basic are nothing but communication book or board, which is mentioned, which is given in this picture. Whereas in high-tech, apps or software, for example, which right now informed by Sonant company, where they demonstrated sign to speech. That is the high-tech. Thank you. I'll be sharing this presentation along with the links of institutions and also the other related documents to the concerned person, and they can pass it on to the required people.
Sure sir, thank you so much sir, it was great listening to you. आपने बहुत अच्छे से हमें RPWD एक्ट के बारे में बताया, किस तरह से उसमें स्कीम्स के में कैसे हमारे दोस्त लोग फ़ायदा उठा सकते हैं, किस तरह से फाइनेंशियल हेल्प ले सकते हैं. अभी